All right, today we're learning Parshas Vayeshv. We're going to learn the last section of the Parsha from Shvi. That's chapter 40, Perek Mem. So I'm going to start off reading inside. I'm going to just tell you, summarize Shvi over here. That Yosef, we know, was in jail, and he got two new inmates coming there, joining him. It was Sarah Ha'oifim and Sarah Mashkim, the one baking for the king, and the butler. And he was in charge of them in the jail, Yosef. So it says that one day Yosef, a tzaddik, comes to the place, to the jail, and he sees then they're not in a good mood. Vihinam zoyafim. They don't look in a good mood. When he asked them, what's wrong? Why are you in a bad mood? Then they told him we had a dream, and the dream didn't make them feel good. So Yosef told them, tell me the dream. They told him the dream, and he told each of them the interpretation of the dream. The Sarah Mashkim, he told them, in 3 days you're going to get out of here. And the Sarah Oifim told him, in 3 days, Paroi going to hang you. Okay, so that's basically the story of the Parsha, of the end of the Parsha. And then it says, Yosef HaTzadik asked the Sarah Mashkim, if when you go out, remember me. And then it says, at the end of the Parsha, that he forgot him. For 2 years he forgot him, and then was the Maisa, the Paroi, the dream. He remembered there was a Jewish boy in the prison over there, and he told Paroi, maybe he could help you with your dream. And through that, Yosef HaTzadik came out, and he became, that's what we're going to read the next Parsha, he became Mishnah Lamelech. He became a vice president. He became secondary to the king. Okay, so we could learn from this, the last part of the Parsha, at least 2 or 3 lessons. I'm going to, it depends on the time we have. We're going to start with the first one, what we learn from here. I think those are amazing lessons we could take with us for today. Yosef HaTzadik, when he was in charge of those 2 inmates, his job was not to find out their mood, what they feel. He was not a psychologist. He was supposed to make sure they have bread, they have water, they have a place to sleep. He's in charge to make sure they have what they need over there, to watch them over there. But Yosef HaTzadik went out of his way. When he saw them not in a good mood, he says, good morning, I see you're not in a good mood. What's going on? There's anything I could do for you? Well, they told him their dream, and he told them the interpretation of the dream, and see how far it went. Because of that he went out of his way to ask, how are you guys doing? What can I do for you? 2 years later, he got out of this dungeon and he became number 2 in Egypt, in the most powerful country at that time. He was Mishnah Lamelech. Basically, he was practically the king. He was, besides Paro, he was under power. He was the king. He was running the whole economy of Mitzrayim, of the whole world. Now, imagine if Yosef would not do this. He would say, it's not my job to ask why you're in a bad mood. I'm not your psychologist. I don't know. That's not my problem, he would say. It would never get to Paroi to interpret his dream, and he would never get out of this dungeon, or maybe not get to this level of where he was, Yosef HaTzadik, to that level of running the whole country. So what brought him over there? That he was a nice person. He says, hi, good morning, what can I do for you? Maybe so you could see from here how sometime a smile, a good morning, or how you're doing, how far it could go for you or for the other person. Sometimes you could change somebody's life, and sometimes your own life, just being a nice person to somebody else. So it says in Turkey, obviously, when you see people, accept them with nice smile, with nice face, make them feel good. It says, the Gemara says, and Rabbi Yochanan, the Gemara in Brachas says, Rabbi Yochanan magdim shalom l'chol odom. He was magdim. There's even to a nochri b'shuk, it was nobody able to say hello to Rabbi Yochanan before him. He would be the first one to say hi to everybody. How important it is to be a nice person. And you never know how much, like I said, it's going to change somebody else's day and life. How much it can change your day and your life by being nice to somebody. So that's lesson number 1 we're learning from this parsha, how far it could go, that being nice to others. Okay. The second lesson we're learning up here. When Yosef HaTzadik heard the 2 dreams, how did he know that Sarah Mashkim going to be alive, he's going to go back to his job, and Sarah Oifim going to die? Parah going to hang him. Obviously, Yosef HaTzadik, he was not just smart, he had Chochmah Elokis, he was godly. Hashem was with him, and he's the only one we were called tzaddik from all the leaders we have. We have 7 leaders: Avraham, Kol Avinu, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Moshe Rabbeinu, Aaron, HaKohen, David HaMelech, Yosef HaTzadik. We have 7 leaders. Yosef HaTzadik. He's the only one. Obviously, such a nisyonos he had. He went through such a test, a big test. Who knows? Not too many people could withstand such a test like Yosef had. And maybe, obviously, he was also got big levels through that. He was a lot of holiness in him, and he was able to tell. But just to understand, what did he see over there? What that Chochmah Elokis was, that he saw that Sarah Oifim is not going to make it. He's going to die. What did he see? There's a beautiful word over here from Reb Meir from Lublin. That's the founder of Daf Yomi. He says like this. He says there was one time they made an art gallery, and they invited all the artists to come and show their artwork. And every word is artwork. And it was one man, his artwork was outstanding. He made such a beautiful picture, such a beautiful artwork, that everything looked alive. He had a picture of a person holding a tray with a lot of food on it, and birds coming to eat the food. It wasn't only that was so real, the picture, that the real birds, live birds, was coming also to that tray from that picture, trying to take the food. Till they realized it's not food, it's just a picture. It was, everybody was so blown from that, such an artwork. It's so live, it's so real. So they said over there, if anybody could come with a critical thinking, find any deficiency in this picture, he's going to get a big prize. And people tried to come to find some problems with that picture. Only was one man. He said, I see over here a big problem with that picture. He says, what's the problem you see over here? He says, everything is alive. The tray is alive. The food is alive. The bird's alive. There's one thing is not alive over here, is the person holding the tray. Because if his picture would be so lively, so live, the real birds would be afraid to come there to try to take the food, because they would be afraid of the person that's alive holding the tray. The reason that you see a real bird trying to come there and take the food, because they feel that the man is not a real man. It's just a picture. He says, and that's why they come. And they gave him the big prize. This man, they find a real critic, because if he would be alive, the picture, the man in the picture would be alive, looking like alive, the birds would not come there, not fly to take the food, because they would be afraid of him. And this was the Chochmah Elokis of Yosef, what he saw. He says, if you see what you see in the dream? He says, the Sarah Oifim says, I see in my dream, I see 3 baskets with holes on my head. In the upper basket, all the gourmet baked goods. I see the bird eating them from the basket over my head. The basket that's over my head. That's the interpretation. The 3 baskets, 3 days. In 3 days, he's going to hang you on a tree. Same thing. How did I know it's going to happen? Because if you saw in a dream, the bird was not afraid to come take the food, it means they saw you're not alive. If they would see you would be alive, the bird would not fly over there to take the food. So since that's how I know you're not going to be alive, he's going to hang you. So that was the Chochmah Elokis of Yosef. Beautiful pirush. What we're learning from here for us in Avodas Hashem. So I'll tell you. There's a Gemara. The Gemara says, Tinok ben yoimo shechai achborim yirei mimeno. Oig melech haboshen meis en achborim yirei mimeno. The Gemara has a baby 1 day old. If he's alive, the mice are afraid of him. They're not coming to him. Oig melech haboshen, huge guy, he's dead, the mice not afraid of him. So the klippas, the sitra achra, that is the oif over here. That's the bad spirits. Where they target, where they go when they see something is not alive, they want to have nurtured from there. They know it's safe for them. Nobody's going to chase them away. But that's why a person in his avodas Hashem, when he comes to serve Hashem, you have to be alive. You have to put all your energy over there. You have to do it not like you have a life or no life. You have to put when you have your all energy in your avodas Hashem, the way you daven, the way you learn, the way you do mitzvahs, you do leibedik, you're happy. You see energy over there. Then the oif, that's the oif satmeim, that the impure birds or the sitra achar not coming to take anything. They leave you alone. They know the best thing to go where it's dead, but it's not alive. Like the achborim, the reshoim, the Gemara calls them. They're going only something dead or something alive. They're afraid of them. So we see from here how important is the avodas Hashem should be, as a person should be all immersed in Hashem. The person really has the energy of the person. It shifts. It cannot be at the same time in Gashmius and in Ruch. Either is in Gashmius, either is in Ruchnius. When a person, he's all his energy, all his life going to Gashmius. When he eats, he's very happy. When he's making money, he's very happy. When he does things, but Gashmius, it's extremely happy. It comes to do for spiritual causes, davening, learning, doing mitzvahs, he's doing it, but he's not fully there. Then that person, spiritually, Avodas Hashem, is not alive. That's not alive. I said many times, if parents, when they prepare for Shabbos, or for Yom Tov, or during Shabbos, if they're going to constantly say to the kids, "Oh, it's so difficult, it's so difficult, it's so hard, the Yom Tov, it's so hard to be a Jew." If the kids hear this, those kids not going to stay in Yiddishkeit, because all they hear that you're doing it, but you're really not there. You're not alive. You don't like it. You don't like it. So what? They don't like it too. But if they see you enjoy Shabbos, you enjoy Yom Tov, you enjoy doing mitzvahs, you enjoy learning, you enjoy davening, then they see a life. So the energy of that shifts. Either you're going to be, so somebody cannot be, if he's all his energy, it's in Gashmius, then his Ruchni is going to be deficient. It's vice versa. So I said the story many times, the Rebbe Rashaba, the Chassid, he was in a business of boots. He was manufacturing and selling boots. One time he came to the Rebbe for advice, for a bracha, for his business. When the Rebbe spoke to him, the Rebbe said, he says, I'm wondering, he says, I never saw in my life, he says, somebody putting boots on his head. So he didn't understand. The Rebbe, what are you talking about? The Rebbe told him, I see your head is in the boots. You're wearing the hats on your head. Meaning, it's okay, you're in the boot business, but don't put all of your head, including it, into the boots. David HaMelech said, "Yegia kapecha ketoichel." You should eat the efforts of your hands. So said the Alter Rebbe. The Rebbe brings this. When you do business work, you have to do it honestly, faithfully, but you have to put over there your hands. The efforts of the hands you're going to eat. The head, the biggest energy, the biggest part of your involvement of your intellect, you should put Avodas Hashem. Something, if you sell boots, yeah, go ahead, sell your boots, but don't have to be immersed in it. All of you in your boots. All of you should be immersed in Avodas Hashem and davening and learning, doing mitzvahs, and you sell the boots too. So the energy could be either here, either there. I said this story also many times. There was a meister with a Koznitzer Magid, Rabbi Saul Koznitzer. But Soif Yomov, when he was already old, he was very weak, and he was hardly, the whole week he was hardly moving. But they saw a Chassidim, something amazing. Kam Shabbos Kodesh, he was full of energy, full of chayus. He's davening, he's learning. It was like, they didn't understand where that's coming from. The whole week is so weak, hardly moving. Shabbos, they asked him. He answered them. He said, I'll tell you, he says, my Chassidim, the whole week, he says, when they go to work, they go to business, they take a lot of my energy. They so much involved in their business and their work, and it drains me. He says, during the week I could hardly move now. He says, I don't have enough energy to myself and to them. Come Shabbos, he says, they come to shul, they come to Beis Medrash. Some of them are half asleep, some of them full asleep. So all this energy I get back from them because they don't put the energy into davening and learning. So I get it back. I become energized. Meaning the energy is something, it shifts. Either it's in Gashmius, either it's in Ruchnius. The person himself, that doesn't have to be in two different people like the Rebbe and the Chassidim. In the person himself, if all his simchas achayim, all his enjoyment is in physical life, he's not going to have much energy and enjoyment in Avodas Hashem. So that's what Yosef HaTzadik saw by the Sarah Oifer. I don't see a live person over there, he said. Some people, when they come to daven to learn, there's no life over there, there's no energy over there. Because most of the energy, it goes on Gashmius Olam Hazeh. And that's why what we're learning from this, the interpretation of Yosef, the Sarah Oifim, we have to put our energy mainly, we're alive, we have energy, but the main energy have to go to Avodas Hashem. Then it's alive. But when the main energy goes in Gashmius, in a physical world, then our Avodas Hashem, it's not alive. Yeah, we're doing it. Yeah, you're davening, you're learning, you're doing things. But the real, it's not alive. It's not alive. The Chozeh of Lublin said by the Klolos, it says Hashem punishing us. It says Tachas Hashem lavatas Hashem elokecha b'simcha v'tuv levav. Why Hashem punishing us with these horrible punishments? Because we didn't serve Hashem b'simcha v'tuv levav. There's many pirushim over here. The Chozeh of Lublin says like this: he puts the comma, Tachas asher lavadas Hashem elokecha. Hashem punishing you because you didn't serve him. Comma. But then it says, B'simcha of tuv levav. If you wouldn't serve Hashem, it's like, I have a problem. But you're doing it b'simcha of tuv levav. Meaning, sometimes you don't go to shul, let's say, you don't daven, and you don't do something you're supposed to do, ruchni, at least you give a krecht. I feel bad, I couldn't do it today, I couldn't daven, I couldn't do something I'm supposed to do. But you're not only giving a krecht, you're doing it with the joy. You're saying, I didn't go to shul, I'm so happy today, it's a snowing day, a snow day, I didn't go to school, like the kids say, the snow day, you didn't go to, if you have a joy not serving Hashem, that's where the punishment comes. And this is the same thing also, the Pirush of Arizal, the other way, but that they all complement each other. Says Arizal, with your happiness, it's an indication, it's a gauge where you are. Imagine the happiness and the opposite, and sadness or frustration. Let's do how important it is to you. I give you an example. If you lost $1, that would not devastate you. It's $1, big deal. It's nothing to the $1. Same thing, if you find $1 on the street, it would not make you extremely happy. It's only $1. Now, take this and put many zeros on it. Let's say you lost, God forbid, $1 million. Wow, you'll be devastated. You lost $1 million. And the other way around. Let's say I found $1 million. I got a lottery. I'll be extremely happy. It's important. So what makes you happy or unhappy, how important is to you? And that's what that says, the pasuk. If you serve Hashem, but you don't do it with the joy, you don't do it with the energy, it shows to you, Avodas Hashem, it's not important. It's no big deal. Davening, not davening. That's why it doesn't make you happy when you do it. It doesn't make you unhappy if you don't do it. That's what Hashem says. That's Hashem said. That bothers me. Hashem says that I'm punishing you for that. Avodas Hashem is very important to you, so important that you become happy when you do it. If it's so important to you, that makes you happy. So the happiness and the liveliness, it shows how important it is to you. So if for us important Avodas Hashem, davening, learning, doing mitzvahs, then we're going to have energy. We're going to be a live person. When you're a live person, you have less obstacles on the other side, because the birds, the other side, the Sitra Achra are afraid to mess with you because you see a live person over there. But if a person is Avodas Hashem, is not lebendig, is not alive over there, then the other side comes and they try to rob you, they try to take you, because you see the person over there is not alive. Okay.